runs the whole family under the moon so bright. When darkness falls, they howl with all their might. They roam the woods with fur so wild and free. A family of werewolves howling in harmony. We're the whole family, a pack so tight. Underneath the stars, we howl through the night. Werewolves together, forever we'll be. Bound by blood in our family. From the still dawn, we hunt with stealth and grace. Our senses keen as we roam every place. Through forests deep and valleys wide, the whole family runs with werewolf pride. We're the whole family, a pack so tight. Underneath the stars, we howl through the night. Werewolves together, forever we'll be. Bound by blood in our family. Moonlight guides our way through the darkest hour. In our veins, the wolf's ancient power. For generations, our legacy lives on. In the heart of the night, we'll howl as one. We're the whole family, a pack so tight. Underneath the stars, we howl through the night. Werewolves together, forever we'll be. Bound by blood in our family. The whole family, beneath the moon's glow. Through trials and triumphs, together we grow. In the realm of the night, we...
Hello everyone, welcome back. So if you saw in the last video, Caden did get kidnapped while he was standing by the side of the road. So instantly Anya them heard the commotion and she ran to the road. She saw that he was getting kidnapped and turned into her wolf, and then she sent the signal to the pack letting them know that trouble is happening, and then she ran so that she could go and meet up with the pack because that'd be quicker than getting in a car with Fatu and driving. Meanwhile that was happening, Caden got taken to a secret cave. He didn't recognize the guy who kidnapped him, but he did recognize the female as the female that was flirting with Fatu at the club. But for some reason she all of a sudden had tattoos. And so he didn't remember he had his phone, so he tried to make a call, but he didn't have any service. And so the female and the man noticed him on the phone, so she told him to handle that. So then he knocked the bottle across Caden's head and then tried to swing on Caden, but Caden ended up dodging it. So then the female left him to pretty much beat up on Caden. But Caden wasn't no punk. Caden decided he was gonna fight back. So he bust out some taekwondo moves that nobody knew he had and stood up for himself, because people think just because he's an Omega that he's just gonna lay down and take abuse from everybody. But Caden was like, not now, not ever. So Caden ended up fighting back and putting his hands on the guy, but the dude did end up overpowering him and beating up Caden pretty bad. He was just punching him so bad, and Caden couldn't keep up because Caden is still an Omega at the end, so he is weaker. So that didn't work out in his favor. But for some reason the guy acted like he was feeling bad afterwards after putting his hands on Caden. So Caden went to try to hide, but the female just found him and decided that she was gonna suck some blood from him and just use him as her blood slave while she had him, because she's not telling Caden too much of why he's been kidnapped. She's just saying that it's part of her revenge toward the people that she's always hated. But when the time comes, she'll let him know who those people are. But for right now, he's just gonna be her blood slave. And so she ended up using his blood and healing herself some more, but he ended up passing out from the blood loss. And then so while that was happening, Anya finally made it to her house. Everybody ended up meeting her outside because they could tell by the howl that it was an emergency. And so when they met her outside, she told everybody that Caden got kidnapped while they was out at the club. And instantly DeMarcus was like, why were you guys at the club? And she was like, it was a teen club, it wasn't the same as the club we went to last time. And DeMarcus instantly got mad. He was like, who would kidnap Caden? why is he missing, what's going on. And Anya didn't have any answers for him. She don't know why he was kidnapped. So they just decided that they were going to have a packed meeting to try to figure out what's going on. So everybody decided to head to the packed meeting grounds while DeMarcus sent out the signal to let everybody know to meet them there. He then let Fatu know to call all the human people that they know so they can meet them there as well. And then he ran to go to the meeting ground where everybody else was already at. So everybody in the pack end up meeting together in the forest around this fire pit so they could talk about Caden missing. You have all the pack members as well as all the family members. So everybody is worried about Caden. Nobody understands what's going on. They do feel like it has to do with the vampire and the werewolf that is apparently working with the vampire. They just don't know who it is or like where to begin, but they're telling everybody to just go out and just look through the forest and see what they can find, ask questions, and just see if they can find anything about Caden, see if they hear anything, and just be on the lookout. But later on that week, Fatu was at school. Anya was still staying at home because she's still helping the pack and everybody look for Caden. But Fatu decided to go to school so he could still get their homework and make sure they kept their grades up. He also decided to decorate his locker with some stickers that Caden gave to him that he never put up. But while he was at school, he ended up getting approached by Maya, who was the vampire that approached him at the club. And she was just trying to talk to him, be like, oh, I'm sorry I got you in trouble with your girlfriend. I was just trying to be nice. I am new to town and I was just trying to make friends. And Fatu was like, I understand that you're trying to make friends, but I did say that I have a girlfriend and you decided to ignore that. And I just don't appreciate that. And I just don't think that you're somebody I should associate with. And I actually honestly think you should apologize to my girlfriend because that was really disrespectful. And so Maya was like, I do understand and I am sorry, and if I ever do get to meet your girlfriend, let her know I apologize. And Fatu was like, I could text her right now and let her know that. And then Maya was like, okay. And then she was gonna walk away, but then she decided, you know what, I'm gonna actually use him as part of my plan. So then she decided to put a little mind control on him and see if it'll work. And it worked a little bit. It did have to fight with his mermaid powers a little bit, but it eventually ended up controlling Fatu, sadly. So once she saw that it worked on him, she decided to get a little taste of his blood because she's never tasted mermaid blood. So she turned into her vampire and then went to put some control on him so she could taste his blood. And then after tasting his blood, she decided that she was gonna get him to do some dirty work for her since she can't get him to fall in love with her, because she did think he was cute, but now she's just gonna use him as part of her plot to get her revenge, which she's still not disclosing who that revenge is for. So she sent him on his way to go do her dirty work. So that same day, Damien, along with his parents, were out on the town looking for Caden along with everybody else in the pack. They were downtown near the fairgrounds where him and Damien had a date one time, just to see if they could catch his scent or any scent that was unusual, like the vampire or the werewolf scent. And while he was downtown looking, he ended up getting a phone call from an unknown number. And it turned out to be the person that actually has Caden. He was letting Damien know that Maya, the vampire that used to hang out with him, is the one who has Caden, and she will only give him back if he do right by her, and if he also will be sending him a video. So after they got off the phone, Damien checked his phone and he got a video. And it was a video of Maya controlling Caden and sucking blood for him. which instantly upset Damien because Damien know that Caden has never had blood sucked from him, and he also know that if you don't control it, you can kill them or take too much. And he can see that Maya was already drinking way too much from Caden after he looked obviously injured. So that obviously upset him, and he just saw red and did something he has never done in his life, and that was go on the killing spree. He just started instantly killing everybody in the vicinity of him. The lady at the little stand, he went and killed her. Then he just ran up to this random guy and just started choking him out, and he just saw red. He couldn't even see what he was doing because Damien honestly is really sweet and would not kill innocent humans. He's not that type of vampire. He doesn't see the need of killing people when you can just get a little bit of blood from them and move on. So to see him like this is really weird. So in the midst of his rage-filled killing spree, his mom and dad obviously heard the commotion because they were around him helping him look. So his mom instantly came, saw that he killed a bunch of people, and went to use her power to try to control him and get him under control, but her power wasn't enough. So the dad knew that he would have to help her, so he instantly started using his power to control him, and they were able to control him enough to get him back to the house. And then they tried to again get him to go into a vampire's slumber so he can control his rage, but the dad power again wasn't enough, so they had to combine their powers together just to get him under control enough so that he would go and take a nap so he could control his rage after seeing that video of Caden after he was beat up and then getting his blood sucked out of him to the point to where he ends up passing out. But while that was happening, Caden was getting drugged by the dude that kidnapped him so that the dude could go handle some business. So he ended up drugging Caden, and Caden ended up passing out, and the dude ended up leaving the cave. But while that was happening, Tess called Anya, letting her know that her and Jolene are finna go look into the woods near the old abandoned buildings, and that she was gonna go upstairs to see if Dexter wanted to join them, and she'll let her know if she find anything on their adventure. And Anya just said thank you. She really appreciated everybody helping her find her brother. So after getting off the phone with Anya, Tess headed upstairs to Dexter's room to see if he wanted to come and help her and Jolene look for Caden, since Caden is his best friend. But when she got upstairs, she noticed that he wasn't in his room. And so she decided to do a little snooping, and she found like a whole bunch of like journals and books and stuff on his dresser. So after looking closer, she seen that it was some pictures of Caden, which she thought was weird. Like, she knew Dexter liked Caden, but she didn't think he was like weirdly obsessed. And after reading some of the journals, she saw that he was like way more obsessed with Caden than she thought. So she took a few pictures of everything she saw and decided that she was gonna send Anya a text letting her know that she think there's something weird with Dexter and that she needs to meet up with her later and probably discuss some things with her and show her some stuff that she found. So after sending the text to Anya, she decided to head downstairs so that she could go and meet with Jolene, because she still said that she was gonna meet Jolene out to go look for Caden. But on her way out, she ended up running into Dexter, and Dexter instantly knew what she saw in his room. So then he just decided to go ahead and kidnap her too. So he ended up taking Tess. But while that was happening, Damien ended up waking up from his slumber. He was way more calmed down, but he knew what he had to do, so he ended up taking off. And then so back at the house with Anya, Anya was letting her mom know that she got off the phone with Tess, and Tess was going to go look for Caden in the forest with Jolene and Dexter. And then she was also just talking to Damien's parents because they were letting her know that they had to put him to sleep because he went on a killing spree after he got a video from the kidnapper of them sucking blood from Caden. And they actually found out the kidnapper is somebody from their past named Maya. It was a vampire that they used to be friends with, but they had to cut off and stop being friends with because she started to go crazy and wanted to kill like a bunch of humans and just like became disgusted with humans and like other species to where she would just kill everybody she saw, and that wasn't the type of people they were. So they distanced themselves from her and decided to leave her. And also she was weirdly obsessed with Damien, but Damien's obviously into guys and she never got the motto with that, so they instantly like just distanced themselves for her. And while they were having their discussion, Anya ended up getting a text from Tess letting her know that she found some weird stuff in Dexter's room and that she was coming over to speak with them about the stuff that she saw. And so Anya was relaying that message to her family, and they was like, what do you mean she found some weird stuff in his room? Like, what could she have found in there that she would need to text you about it? So they thought that was weird, and DeMarcus got upset because he's just ready to have Caden back. So hearing all this weird stuff about Caden's friend in regard to him is getting him upset. But Ariel was like, boy, if you don't calm down, don't be doing all that growling in my house. And in the midst of them talking, Fatu ended up coming over and he instantly went and hugged Anya and just was like, how was your day? Have y'all had any updates on Caden? And Anya was just letting him know they haven't had any updates. And then he decided to do something weird and go behind her and pull out a gun and start pointing at her head. And then so everybody was like trying to stay calm. They wasn't trying to react too violent because they didn't know what was going on, but they was trying to talk him down. And for some reason he ended up letting her go, and she ended up passing out from the stress. But at that point, Deacon was already on 10 about his daughter and didn't want to hear anything, so he was instantly in attack mode and attacked Fatu and just went in and just started biting at his neck. And at that point, Anya woke up from her little faint and she was instantly like, oh my god, why would you do that? Like, why would you kill him? We don't know what's going on. But luckily Damien's parents was there, so they was able to use their powers to save Fatu from dying. And around at that exact moment, Damien popped up and he was like, stop, everybody stop, this is part of Mia's plan. She got a spell on Fatu that's making him act like this. And so Damien used his power so he could get the spell off of Fatu and get him back in his right mind. And so Anya was like, thank God, I thought my boyfriend was going crazy, and thank God that you showed up, because Deacon was finna go kill Fatu again right after he was healed. And so they end up calming down Deacon, letting him know that everything is good. Anya thanked Damien for getting there in time. And then so she decided that she was going to take Fatu upstairs so she can get him cleaned up of all the blood off him. She's just happy that he's alive, so she decided to hug him. And she did forgive him instantly because she knew Fatu would never try to kill her. And so Damien just explaining that Maya is behind everything and that she's just this random person from their past who's weirdly obsessed with their family. And he's honestly surprised that she decided to show up now. So while all of that was happening, Tess ended up getting taken to the cave where Caden was, and she was instantly upset when she saw his face. She went up to Dexter and she was like, I can't believe you did that to him. And Dexter was like, I didn't have a choice, and even if I did, mind your business. So he ended up leaving, and Tess went and hugged Caden and was like, I'm so sorry. And Caden was like, sorry for what? And Tess was like, do you not know who kidnapped you? And Caden was like, no, who kidnapped me? And then she's like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but that man in the mask is Dexter. And so that's about it, guys. We're going to end the video here. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Always belong. The whole family's how forever it's wrong.